Hey there, welcome back to the Path to Zion podcast, where we are rediscovering the ancient way. Thank you for joining us for a few moments here during your day today. I hope you're doing well as we talk about a topic that is quite on the surface of Christianity, religion, belief systems in this age here in 2025, which is the message, whether subliminal or very blatant and loud: don't do anything towards becoming a righteous man. You can't earn God's favor. You can't earn your salvation, which we do agree with the latter. Don't really pursue righteousness. Don't really strive to look like Yeshua the Son, because anything you do is a futile endeavor. It's all His righteousness, His works, His finished, accomplished work on your behalf. And there is this fear that has been instilled into my generation for sure, and it's been here before me. Don't do anything. There's this fear surrounding this. So we're going to talk about it for a few minutes as I will propose. Don't fear, friend. Don't fear righteous deeds and good works. Don't be afraid of these things. The scriptural pattern is very clear. And for example, let's just talk about this for a few moments. Psalm chapter 118, 20 through 24. This was posted in our commentary section this morning on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Yahweh has rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands, He has repaid me. For I have kept the ways of Yahweh and have not acted wickedly against my Elohim. For all His judgments were before me, and I did not put away His statutes from me. I was also blameless with Him, verse 23, and I kept myself from my wrongdoing. Therefore Yahweh has repaid me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands, most importantly, in His eyes. So, friend, let's just literally talk about this for a few minutes here. Very brief. If I were to state these exact same words of the Psalms that I just read, if I would have posted those as my own words today in a more modern vernacular, so it didn't stand out as the Psalms, and if a present-day Christian heard those exact same words that if I would have proposed were mine, I would be ridiculed within mere minutes. If I put that in the public sector, if I put that online, I'd be called out as one that's merely, quote, attempting to earn my salvation. Trust me, friend, this happens all the time, quite often around here. However, in order to perpetuate the myth that the Most High cares nothing about our literal works, requires that we would have to abandon and forsake so much of His wonderful word, like this text today in Psalm 118. Yahweh has always been moved by the righteous works of His children who respond to His mercy with a heart of gratitude that looks like something. We are propelled, pressed to respond to Father's wonderful invitation to walk in His ways, and only dispensational error would drive a man to remove the endless biblical patterns of men walking out righteous deeds, good works before Yahweh. Again, to repeat our text in measure, Yahweh has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands. He has repaid me. David is saying he's kept the ways of Yahweh. He's not acted wickedly against Him. He recognizes that His judgments, Yahweh's judgments, are before him, before his eyes. I did not put away His statutes. He didn't ignore Yahweh's commands. Therefore, verse 23, I was also blameless with Him. And because of these unfolding things He's telling us here in Psalm 118, because of this, He was kept from wrongdoing. He deliberately kept Himself from wrongdoing, and therefore, a conclusion of sorts, because of this, Yahweh has repaid me according to my righteousness. There it is again. According to the cleanness of my hands in His eyes. Our consideration in submission today, friend, is this still true or not? Is this still true, or has the Creator's criteria to receive a man changed now? Does he not care anymore about righteous deeds, good works? Can a man be righteous? Can we have clean hands? Can we avoid acting wickedly against Yahweh? Can we keep his ways? Can we keep his judgments before us? Friends, these are things we can do, but we have been trained, brainwashed, coerced to believe that these things are no longer necessary, and in many ways we've been told they never were. To say that this action that we're reading about here, again, in Father's Word is merely empty works, it invalidates the entire work of our forerunner Messiah. Friend, how did he become pleasing in the eyes of his Father? He pursued righteousness. He had clean hands. He didn't act wickedly. His eyes were set, locked on his Father's judgments, his statutes, deemed blameless. He kept himself from wrongdoing. This could be words of Messiah that I can guarantee you he recited and said in his lifetime here on the earth. And his perfect example is now our aim. That's the wonderful part, without getting into it in depth, about the new covenant and being on, quote, this side of Yeshua. Now we have a man, an image, a likeness to look back upon that David had not yet seen. David had not yet experienced the example of the Messiah because Messiah had yet to come. We have, quote, the greater, because the same charge, the same requirements are now in place, intact, covenantally speaking. But we have the advantage, if you will, to look back upon the set-apart, Father-pleasing Son, Yeshua Messiah. And his perfect example is now our aim, my goal. Now, many a righteous man has gone before us. We could name them as we often do. But let's raise the bar and strive to live as men no longer afraid to labor into being trained in righteousness. Can we just admit that many times we're ignorant of Father's judgments? We walk wickedly against him because we don't know his statutes. We're not blameless because we're full of wrongdoing because we don't know what is right, what is true. We call good evil and evil good. So the question really is, how do we pursue having clean hands? How do we possess righteousness to the point of saying, my righteousness, blameless with Yahweh? I want to walk like this. I want to raise the bar for my own life, for my household, and friend, for you if you're interested. It used to make me very angry when I'd hear people talk about how Father was never moved by works of men. I see it with great regularity. Righteous deeds, good works could never please God. God was always after the heart. Friend, there's this great disconnect with a proper understanding of what the Word says about that. Those things were inseparable. My call of my life is to continue to remind my Christian friends and family that these have to be synonymous. The righteous deeds, the good works that please the heart of the Father, the Most High, are the ones that flow out of a heart of thankfulness, that we do carry out, pursue, because of what Father has done, because of what He has extended to us in His wonderful, wonderful mercy, love, compassion. So it used to make me angry when I hear people say, God he didn't really ever care about the works of men. He was just trying to get to the heart of the matter, which came in the new covenant. Well, then we have to throw out Psalm chapter 118, friend. It just grieves me today to hear that instead of make me angry. The heart of a humble man, yielded to live a life of obedience and actions that follow, absolutely pleases the Most High. Friends, faith must look like something. It always has, and it always will. So don't fear righteous deeds and good works. Let's look like our Messiah today, shall we? You've been listening to the Path to Zion podcast. We are rediscovering the ancient way. Reach out to us anytime, 24/7, at pathtozionpodcast@gmail.com. Join in the comments. Thanks for listening. Amen.